So having worked in the UK as a registered nurse, I've worked in the NHS, I've worked in a nursing home through agencies, I've interacted with a lot of people. So it's like I've experienced a bit of everything. So sometimes it's always good for those of us who have had opportunity to be here to share our experience, so that at least for those who are wishing to migrate to the UK, you would have a bit of information just to help you with your decision. This is not a video to put anybody off at all, or to actually discourage anybody who is trying to come to the UK. No, this is actually a video that is going to give you an insight of what to expect when you get here. So I did a video in which I shared what I love so much about working in the UK as a registered nurse, or how I love the UK system. So this video is also like a bit of information, let me say, on the other side of working in the UK as a nurse, so that at least you know what to expect. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Diana and this is a channel for overseas nurses. On this channel we talk about everything about migrating to the UK as a nurse or as a healthcare assistant, as a senior carer. I also do share videos about nursing in general, and anytime I come across job opportunities I always share it on this channel. So please, if you are new here, consider subscribing and stay tuned and share this video as well. Anybody who has worked in the UK for a while might actually relate with whatever I'm going to talk to you about. But if you are yet to migrate to the UK, this is a very interesting video and I'll be very glad if you could watch it to the end, share it with others who are also on the path of, or on the journey of migrating to the UK. The first thing I would like to talk about is their working hours. So their long working hours is something I've never been able to get used to. So where I was trained back home in Africa, we used to do 3 shifts. So it's morning, afternoon and night. So if you're doing a morning shift, you come in the morning at 8 o'clock and then you finish at 2. If you are doing an afternoon shift, you come at 2 and you finish at 8 p.m. And if you are doing a night shift, obviously it's the same as for UK. Over here, the system is different. The working hours are different. So they do long hours. They don't do 3 shifts as we do. They do 2 shifts. So it's either day or night. So their day shift, if you start in the morning, if it's 8 o'clock, it's 8 p.m. you'll finish. If it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll finish at 7 p.m. So it's like 12-hour shifts. So most people do prefer to do it that way, and then you have like a few days off. So talking about the long hours, working like 12 hours does not mean you're going to work 12 hours throughout the week. No. If you are in the NHS, I can only talk about the working hours for NHS because that's where I've worked predominantly. So if you're working for the NHS, normally you do 3 long days in a week, and then in the 4th week you do 4 long days. So it's like 3, 3, 3 and then 4. So within one of the weeks in the month you have to do 4. The remaining ones are 3, 3, 3 days, which are long hours, 12 hours. So sometimes thinking of waking up, I'm only speaking for myself, but I believe anybody working here would also relate to whatever I'm saying and also understand how it feels like. So because I'm used to the shift, the short hour shift I used to do back home, I've still not been able to adjust my system to like working those long hours. Once you do the 3 long days, you might think that you have extra 4 days off within the week. So you might think that, oh, this is fine, I've got 4 days off. But mind you, sometimes after doing those 3 long days, you realize that the 4 days that you have, you end up using those 4 days to like re-energize yourself for the energy you've lost for those 3 long. So if you are not really aware of the long hours, if you are yet to migrate to the UK and you're not aware of the long hours, this is how it is. So the next thing I want to talk about is their ranking in the UK. There's nothing wrong with the ranking per se, but when it comes to you migrating from overseas to the UK, you are started off as a band 5. Here they classify it as band 5. That is for the registered nurse. So from 5 you go to 6, 7, 8 and all that. So if you are from overseas and you're coming to the UK, once you're done with your CBT, your OSCE and everything, you are started off as a band 5, which is okay because obviously it's a new system altogether and you are expected to like start from the scratch and learn everything and all that. But considering the fact that some of us have migrated after working for like 10, 9, 8 years, you know, with a lot of experience back home, So for them not to even consider your years of experience and then starting you off as a band 5, like from the lowest level, and if you are started off as that band, the salary is also definitely at that band. They don't really say that, oh, you were a manager back home, so let's start you off as a band 6 and let's pay you this amount. No, they don't really care whatever position you are occupying. You are started off at the lowest level and then you rise up to the. So if you are not aware of it, this is how it is. When they say, when you see band 5 nursing opportunities, this is how it is. That is how registered nurses start off and then rise up to whatever rank that they need to get to. So just be mindful of that if you are not aware of this. Another thing is, like, you coming here as an overseas nurse, sometimes you try to like come down to the level of even a healthcare assistant just to be able to learn, pick up things, see how things are done. Sometimes even the healthcare assistants are the ones who teach you so much more. And whilst you are preparing for the OSCE, if you have to go to work, definitely you don't have your pen yet, so you might be working with the healthcare assistant and all that. So sometimes when they realize that you were working with them as a healthcare assistant, now you are an overseas nurse, you've passed your OSCE, you're a band 5 and you are higher than them, there is always that tension or that power struggle. I don't know what it is, if it's just overseas nurses who really experience this. And I've realized that sometimes most overseas nurses really go through a bit of discrimination. They are kind of looked down upon, and sometimes even anything goes wrong, they point fingers at overseas nurses. I've heard a healthcare assistant say this before, those overseas nurses, those OSCE nurses, which is not really a good thing to hear. You know, it makes you really feel down. It really demotivates you. This is not to scare you or anything, but then at least just prepare yourself that you may meet people who might not really be accepting of the fact that you are overseas nurse, you've come from a different country, and that you need all the support. Some of them will be nice, some of the nurses, the managers, some of them are so nice, they are so friendly, but you will definitely have some of them looking down upon you a little bit just because you are from overseas, you are not trained here. Sometimes they feel like you don't know anything. You know, sometimes you just have to, let me say, mellow yourself and then just go with the flow. But then you just have to be strong for yourself and then stand up for yourself and not let anybody look down upon you at all. So I just want you to be aware of this, you know, so that at least you know how to stand up for yourself. Another thing is, you know, for that 12 hours that you work, you're not expected to like work all throughout. Definitely there is a break in between. So if you're expected to work for 12 hours, there is 1 hour break, and that 1 hour break is not paid for. So in effect, you are working for like 11 hours. So you would always see it on your rota or on your duty roster, 1 hour break, which is unpaid. So sometimes I just ask myself, you know, back home there is nothing like paid or unpaid break or anything like that. Once you finish your shift, you just go. If you want to go for break, you just get out, go and come back. You know, the breaks are not really something that is really monitored or anything like that. But here, once we start the shift, whoever is next in charge will allocate breaks. So at 12 o'clock you have to go for your break, your lunch break. So it depends on which hospital you're working in, and so that 1 hour break is not paid. So sometimes I just ask myself, so I mean, why is it not paid? Because at least as human as you are, you get exhausted, so it is a must that you need to go for break. So if they are not going to pay you for going for break, are they trying to imply that you should not have a break at all? No, but then that is what it is. So if you're working for 12 hours, do you not think that you're going to be paid for the entire 12 hours? You're going to be paid for the 11 hours. If you have 1 hour break, 1 hour break is not paid. So just bear that in mind as well. Another important and controversial thing is their salary. So I will not say that their salary is too bad, but then if you check on Google and check on countries that pay nurses very well, UK is not even part of the top 10. So the only thing that you can console yourself with is the fact that no matter how little the money is, if you convert it to your currency back home, it's quite a lot of money. So that's the only thing you console yourself with. But if you are spending that money here, I tell you, it's basically like hand to mouth. So if you're coming in here as a band 5, normally the start of salary is 25,000. So 25,000, if you want to know, that 25,000 is annual salary. So if you want to know how much roughly you're going to get in a month, you divide that by 12. So dividing 25,000 by 12, that is about 2,000 and something. So even if it's 2,000, that is not the take-home salary. They will deduct pension, tax, national insurance, and everything else. By the time the net salary hits your account, you realize that it's nowhere near that 2,000 at all. So imagine if you have family, if you bring your family along, imagine how far this can take you. So that is why most people do leave their families behind, come here, study the system, see how it is before they bring their family. So if, let's say, everything has been deducted, you get 1,600 or 1,700. Think of your rent here in the UK. If you're paying a rent of like £700, not to talk of even phone, transportation, food, and all that. So by the end of the month, you are virtually left with a little to save, you know. So think of how much you can even send to your family back home, you know, not to talk of even saving. So just imagine that. I will not say that it's bad at all, because I'm sure UK is even better than some other countries. But then to think of United Kingdom and the salary they pay nurses, it can be very discouraging sometimes. I know people in other countries who are paying very, very well. You work and you know that your work is really appreciated. You see the money for the hours you've worked. But honestly, UK is not really like that. So just bear that in mind as well, so that at least you know roughly what to expect as a band 5 as salary, so that you don't really get disappointed if you get your first pay slip. So thank you for watching, and I hope I've not discouraged anybody at all, because that's not my intention. I'm just letting you know what's on the ground. I'm just sharing my experience with you after having lived in this country for a while. If you're already in the UK and you think there is something more that people need to know, you can put it in the comment section. I'll be very, very happy to read that and share it with others as well. And if you are yet to come to the UK, this is what's on the ground, this is what to expect, and I hope this will be very helpful. So see you in another video. Bye.